Oh no, what do we have here? What is Commander Shepard feeling bad about right now? Well, it's not necessarily the ending to Mass Effect 3, but it's a recent tweet by John Epler. And he seems to claim that his time at Bioware working on Dragon Age 2 and Mass Effect 3 was the proto-gamergate. And here's the tweet in question. It's incredibly depressing, but also darkly comical to trace the line from people mad about game journalism to rapid ascent of fascism. So let's break this sentence down. It's incredibly depressing. Okay, so he's genuinely sad, or he's just exaggerating what is happening, but also darkly comical. So he's so sad he's laughing, or he's both sad and he sees the humor in things. I don't know. This gets confusing once you start to talk about depression, like extreme depression, and laughter or comedy. But anyway, John Epler thinks that Gamergate, or people getting mad at critics or reviewers who are paid off or lying or saying stupid crap about a game they think is good or bad, is in fact not, is the rapid ascent of fascism. I'm trying to wrap my brain around that. I don't know how we go from I disagree with this person who sounds like they're lying in a game review or in a blog post about gaming, suddenly turns into people getting fasci or suddenly having an interest in politics. I don't get it. And if you want to go even further back, it does not escape me how much the situation around Dragon Age 2 and later Mass Effect 3 were proto-Gamergate. Okay, I don't know where we go from there or how we get there. John Epler was at Bioware since 2007, working on Sonic Chronicles, then Dragon Age Origins, then DLC for Dragon Age Origins, then Dragon Age 2 and its DLC, and then Inquisition. So how that all translates to a proto-Gamergate, I have no clue. And let's go through this article here, see what the hell he's talking about. So it all starts with Nathan Grayson. Oh boy, this gentleman recently got mentioned by an early Gamergate figurehead who I'd assume died. Okay. Thanks, Nathan. And couldn't help but laugh because I remember when all these guys were crusading about how politics should not taint the sacred place that is gaming, and now they're all Z-tier political pundits. Okay. I don't know if that's true. I see nothing wrong with people who can do both. First off, politics should not be in gaming or any media, or rather any philosophy should taint a story that doesn't require it. That goes without saying, whether you're talking about stories or art or conversations. You don't certainly change the topic of conversation to politics. That's stupid. And now they're all Z-tier political pundits. What does it mean to be a Z-tier political pundit? Usually if you're a political pundit, you are pushing for something. And that's kind of the opposite of saying how you shouldn't have politics in gaming. So how do you go from I don't want politics in gaming now being really bad at having a political view? I mean, maybe that's the case, but I don't see any examples of that, Nathan Grayson. So here's the actual post with John. It's just hard to grasp. There's more, don't worry. We'll get there. Me saying the harassment campaigns around Mass Effect 3 and Dragon Age 2 were bad is not me saying there was nothing wrong with those games. Okay. Can you be more clear on the harassment campaigns? I seem to remember people sending Bioware cupcakes and people making video blogs and having this big video of all the fans who were so disappointed by the lack of good storytelling in Mass Effect 3. And Dragon Age 2 being bad because of its being rushed. It was the fastest produced game, I think, from Bioware. You can tell from the quality, the reused assets and locations, the low res and low poly NPCs and textures. And we saw that crunch, that Bioware magic happened in Andromeda and, of course, in Anthem. So it's become a common thing, John, in case you haven't noticed. I know Angry Gamer Boy Twitter lacks the ability to recognize nuance, but, maybe try. Why don't you explain yourself, John? Because we lived through that, and we were online, and so were you. So you're getting a little biased here by accusing people of being fascists simply for disliking people in journalism who don't know how to write a proper article or how to lie. Very strange takes by John. So here's this guy, Kaiser, the Virgil Simp, which is cool. What are you even talking about? People were mad at you because, once again, raising Gamergate from its grave to prove a bullshit point and failed. Exactly. What the hell is John even talking about? How do you get from A to B? And you still miss it. There was no harassment campaign. There were disappointed fans and customers. Stop digging this hole. Yes, I don't want to keep hampering on about the ending of Mass Effect 3 only when I want to prove a point saying it's so bad. It was the worst ending I've ever seen. That people freaked out about it and demanded it change. We got DLC that didn't change much. And all this other hype around that. The Marauder Shields storyline. Kubiswim becoming a thing. Rewrites. Fan fictions. People making mods. It tells you a lot about your game when people have to make mod to fix the thing you couldn't be bothered to do, even after you tried to fix it. And so here's this John, the guy who didn't even work on Mass Effect. He wasn't even part of that fiasco. And he's accusing people who were angry, who were naturally angry at a thing for being bad quality, to be part of another movement. To be part of fascism. I don't get it. You see, this is the problem with the echo chambers of Twitter and Tumblr, and you pick any website that has a service for people or social media for people where they don't understand what they're talking about. They have buzzwords and they use them and they accuse people of being racist or sexist or this or that. It's getting silly. And John, unfortunately, is not that intelligent enough to figure this out. Or he's not intelligent enough to keep his mouth shut. So, lol, I got death threats. This is his response to the previous tweet. Harassed on my Facebook and stalked on social media. Keep your revisionist bullshit to yourself. So, apparently, because John got death threats on Twitter and Facebook, or just pick social media in general, therefore, people are fascist and all the other crap he said. Everyone gets crap thrown at them, whether it's in real life, whether it's on social media. It makes very little difference. The difference is probably social media is faster and you get a lot more of it because everyone can use it. It's mass media. Everyone has access to you. But you don't have to put up with that. You could always make a private account. You can close your account. It's not a big deal. But to accuse someone of being revisionist is ridiculous. This is anecdotal experiences compared to public events. And we all saw the public events. We weren't probably part of it. I don't know anyone who's been swearing up and down on Twitter to people. They mostly just laugh of all this ridiculous stuff that's going on. That's what we do online. It's fun. Deleted some tweets because even if someone is a dick, I shouldn't be using my platform to go after them, says the guy who started all this mess. It's also 2 a.m. and insomnia is kicking my ass, which means I'm making bad choices. No kidding, John. I think if you're still at Bioware, you're still making bad choices. Okay, you've been there for 13 years. When pretty much everyone else has left. That's been an alumni, or rather, a senior member. Dragon Age Inquisition may have been financially viable. It wasn't a great game. it wasn't a good story. In fact, it was a really bad story. One of the worst I've seen Bioware ever make. I'm not even going to talk about Andromeda and Anthem. The writing is on the wall, John. You're not paying attention. It's just funny to see this guy ramble on, talk about stuff he doesn't understand, all because someone bashed him about Dragon Age 2 being a shitty game back in the day, because it was at the time. The quality was not there. And some people like the story. Some people like the characters. I like the story in some cases. I like the characters in some cases. But as a whole, not that great. Inquisition, even worse. Which is really frightening, because you would imagine a return to form of adventure and action would be better. But no, it somehow got worse. So the writing's on the wall, John. You're still at Bioware. Good luck to you. Maybe lay off the insomnia. Maybe get some sleep. Why are you so insomniac, rather? Why are you having all these problems not going to bed? Is there something going on in your life, John, that you're having problems with and you're just venting? Leftist, he, him, Black Lives Matter. Oh yeah, you're a sane and normal individual. You gotta tell people on Twitter that you're a guy and you have a political view when everyone else is just laughing at how ridiculous you sound. And you call that being harassed. Well, welcome to the internet, sir. Good luck. Thanks for listening, folks. Have yourself a great day.